Hey everybody, welcome in. Today I'm going to be talking about and breaking down my AMD trades that I took with the team straight off the watch list. I want to start with this though. For some of you, you may know about this. For some, you may not. I am doing a $1,000 account challenge. Today we actually hit that 100% mark, so we brought the account balance up to $2,000. All of the trades that I take though are straight off my watch list. Everything that I take is based on my watch list rules. I'm not doing anything crazy. If you go to my Discord server, go to the 1K to Sports Car 2022 challenge, you can go through and review and read every single trade that I took and take with all my entries, my emotional review, my percentage that I'm up on the day, the dollar amount that I'm up on the day. Everything that you need to know is all detailed here, and I will be doing this for the entire challenge. So yeah, today we broke that 100% threshold. We're now up and over $2,000 in 10 days, day 10 of the account challenge. And the trades that we took were on AMD. So here's the full text breakdown of these trades. Let's get into the actual trade itself, the actual trades itself. So I'm on the daily chart time frame for AMD, and there's a few reasons why AMD made the watch list to begin with. Number one, we had the big run up on SPY yesterday, so that brought a lot of names up. We saw a lot of rebounds off the lows on SPY and on a lot of other stocks, and so we were primarily looking for a continuation today, meaning we wanted to see stocks put in higher highs. SPY also this morning had a little bit more of a push. Let me move to the 5-minute for SPY. SPY this morning, just before open, had a little bit of volume come in and a little bit more of a push up to the top side, which was furthering our thought process of, hey, this market is really strong given the move that we had yesterday and is strong in the pre-market. We could see a continuation topside today. Now, I figured that there would be a chance that we would get an opening pop move up. I figured that much. What I wanted to be cautious of was that if we got a pop move up on stocks or on SPY or whatever, that it wasn't going to be a fake out move and we just come right back down, because, well, if we're looking at the market, a lot of these pop moves, we have a green day and then it gets sold off. We had a green day, sold off. Big green day, sold off, right? So I wanted to make sure that we didn't get a big green day yesterday and then just see the sell off today. So for AMD, what were we looking for? Why was it on the watch list? Again, we're on the daily chart time frame. Couple of things to note here. Number one, the market was strong. We were looking for a continuation. That's easy, right? Number two, AMD closed just under the $100 whole number. So if you're taking notes, whole numbers always tend to act as natural points of support and resistance within the market. They're kind of easy levels to trade around. Either AMD is going to break 100 and we're going to go long on it, or AMD does not break 100 and we don't take a trade, or maybe we short it instead. So that's the first thing that I was looking at. And remember, this is yesterday when I was doing my analysis. So AMD closed below 100. The second thing that I noticed is that AMD was below that 50 EMA, which is this green dotted line on the daily chart time frame. And it has been below this 50 EMA for months now. You see, every time it's hit this 50 EMA, boom, resistance, hit, boom, resistance, hit, boom, resistance, hit, boom, resistance, hit, boom, resistance. And so today I'm looking at this and I'm like, well, we're at a resistance point. Maybe there's a chance that if we break that 50 EMA, AMD can continue to move up, because ultimately at that point we would be breaking a dynamic level of resistance. So those were my thoughts. SPY was up, AMD's trading at 100, maybe we get a break. AMD's also trading at the 50 EMA, maybe we get a break. Let's move to the 5-minute time frame here. So AMD actually opened up above the $100 whole number, and that's because SPY had that little bit of a push there. So our original trading plan was to go long on AMD over 100. But since the stock was opening up above 100, we had to scrap that plan. We had to adjust and move our trigger levels up. So in the day trade watch list, which I actually posted a free version of this today for everybody that was not currently upgraded, AMD long idea over 101, right? So we just slid that trigger level up to account for this pre-market push right here. Okay, so now we've got the reason why AMD was on the watch list, and we've got the reason why our trigger was set where it was, because remember, we're just looking for continuations, right? Which means higher highs. So let's move to the 1 minute time frame and see how we executed this trade. AMD opens up, first 3 minutes, 1, 2, 3, goes green, green, green. Okay, great. We're getting what we thought we would get, which is an opening pop move up. But what do we want to do? Not chase the move and enter on a dip. So I put it out in the chat. Let me just go to the alert room here. I put it out in the chat. AMD 8:33, right? 3 minutes after the market opens. Looking to go long on a dip. I give you the contracts. I want an entry near 101. Don't jump the gun. No FOMO. Let it hold first, in my opinion. And then a couple minutes later, AMD nice bounce there off 101. So here's the deal. We got the opening move up, 2 candles to pull it back, and then 101 tested perfectly as a point of support, and then the move up. Here's the trade that I took. I went long on AMD on this candle, but I did not go long at the bottom. And maybe I should have. I would have been buying into a downtrend, so it felt a little risky at that time. I would have gotten a lot better entry had I did. But I did not. I did not go long at the very bottom of this candle. I actually went long maybe halfway through this candle as it started to push up there, because what I wanted to see was the test of 101 and then that bounce up. Remember what I said, right? I said, don't jump the gun, no FOMO, let it hold first. I wanted to see it bounce a little bit first. So we went long. I went long right here on this candle as it pushed up. And sold it near the high of day. And there's a few reasons why. I sold where I did. Now, mind you, this may not look like a big move to you, but I'm trading same-day expiration contracts, and we're getting, a decent move up in a short amount of time on AMD. Those contracts ran 15% right there. So actually, they ran even more if you took it off the bottom. But for me, it was about 15%, give or take. So why did I sell where I did? Well, high of day is always going to be a likely point of resistance, right? So that's number one. High of day, always a likely point of resistance. There's nothing telling me that this is going to run all the way up to the high of day perfectly and come back down. So I sell whenever I saw some green. Number two, understanding that high of day was overhead, right? Number two, I was already up on these contracts $140. Remember, I'm trading with a small account size, right? That $1,000 account challenge. I'm trading with a smaller account size. So anything over $100 for me, I'm looking at what, 5 to 10% account growth on my total portfolio value. That's huge. I'm looking to take profits at $100. I'm fine with that on all my trades. So I was already up over 100 on this particular trade. I knew high of day was going to be a likely point of resistance. That's point number 2. And number 3, what did I say early on? I said that I actually did not post it in the alert room, but what I said was I don't want to see an opening pop move and then the fail, right? Because I didn't want to get faked out on a fail. So I knew if I went long on anything, I would want to be selling it as soon as I got some profits. I was happy with this. AMD came right back down. Gave you another dip opportunity down at the bottom near 101. So if you missed this first entry, second entry offered there at the bottom, moved back up, you might have gotten as much profits actually from the bottom up. It didn't peak as high, but that was another decent trade, scalp opportunity from 101 up there. I didn't take that trade either, right? So what I said was AMD, we want to be more cautious on this. I think I posted it here. Yeah, AMD, be more cautious with this second dip down because at this time AMD had put in a high. Now all of a sudden we've got a lower high, right? Because it didn't make a higher high. So maybe the trend could be changing. So that's why I said at this minute mark, 8:38, literally right here, be more cautious on this dip down. I don't know if we want to necessarily be going long on this dip down because the trend is, well, in a downtrend. We've got lower highs being shaped up here. So we waited. And then eventually I said, AMD breaking the trigger, no long entry. Let's just wait and see what happens. And then 8:45, AMD, let's flip the script here. Because now all of a sudden we're getting the breakdown into the low of day. So this is 44, this is 45. So on this candle right here, I said, AMD, we can flip the script. Let's look to short this off 101 if that acts as a point of resistance. 1 minute later, I give you AMD, look for 101 to reject to take a short entry. I give you the puts, the put contracts. And then I said another minute later, if this breaks at 101, don't short. If it breaks 101, void the short idea. And then a couple minutes later after that, 8:49, AMD, I took the short position. There's the contracts. Here's my fill. My stop loss is 101.2. And that was at 8:49. So that was on this candle here. All right, so what are we looking at? Why would I even mention that? AMD 101 is the trigger level for one. We know that this is not only the pre-market high and the trigger level, it's also intraday support, right? This is your support point right here. Support. Old support can become new resistance there. So if AMD is to continue down, then this level of support at 101 should not be broken because it should act as a point of resistance. So that's why on the way up, I said AMD look to short at 101. AMD, here's the contracts. AMD, if this breaks 101, don't take the short. AMD, boom, let's take the short position. And I actually took the short closer to the top side of this candle. So I took the short position there on AMD as it rejected a third time off of 101 with a stop loss at what? 101.2, right? Because I wanted to make sure I didn't get faked out a little bit over this. With a stop loss at 101.2, because if it had pushed over 101, logically, that's going to be your next point of resistance right there. So we take the short position on AMD at 49, and then literally 1 minute later, hey, these are already at 20%. Literally 1 minute later at 6:50, at the bottom of this candle, these are already at 20%. Go ahead and close it out. Take the profits. That's what I did, at least. In hindsight, yeah, I probably should have waited for the drop down into the low of day because I think these ran closer to like 30-40% at the peak. What did I post here? Yeah, then they're now at 30% plus. AMD contracts now at 1.3 from 80. So yeah, I mean they ran quite a bit beyond where I sold, given that drop down into the low of day. I mean, hindsight's 20/20. I'm a base hit trader, and that's all that I'm doing with this account challenge is just taking base hit trades. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm not aiming for 50, 60, 70, 100% gainers. 15 to 20%, even 10% to 20% gains per day. Rinse and repeat, 1 to 2 trades per day. Slow growth, I'm sure, to some of you, but this is what I know that works for me. So this is how I will continue to trade and how I will continue to execute my trades for the duration of this challenge. And that's it, right? So long here off 101 for the run up, short at 101 for the run down. And I didn't do anything wild other than use the trigger level off of the day trade watch list, AMD long over 101. Just use that trigger level as an entry point for the long and as an entry point for the short. Okay, so trading doesn't have to be so overly complicated. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope it's helped you out. Press that like button for me if it has. Next week, we resume with the challenge. We've got a short week next week, but I will be allowing new members into my Discord server at 4 p.m. Eastern today. That's Friday, May 27th. The server will be open for limited spots, and then I'm going to shut it back down for a couple of weeks. This is to ensure quality members over quantity members. I want to make sure that the new members that join have enough time to go through the assigned homework and learn this streamlined system of trading that we execute here. By the way, if you're curious, you can also go and see how the members are doing in the 1K challenge members profits. So, you know, you might have a little bit of a bias. It might have a little bit of a bias coming from me that the system that I trade is awesome and that it works. So if you want to hear from everybody else how they're doing in this challenge, go through this channel right here. It's located under the Sports Car Challenge channel, under testimonials. All right, again, thank you for your time. Press the like button for me, and I'll see you all in chat. Enjoy your long weekend. Take care. Peace.